My mate Habakkuk, you may never have read the book of Habakkuk. It's only 3 chapters long. It's towards the end of the Old Testament. And he's a prophet who has a message and he cries out to God. He has real questions. When God answers him, he gets Habakkuk to an extraordinary place. Habakkuk's questions are, society's falling apart. It's all chaotic. What's happening? And God says, I'm changing society and it's going to be disruptive. And then Habakkuk says, okay, but what about the people who are good because they're not prospering? And God says, no, but actually the people who are good live by faith. They don't live by the work of their own hands, they live by faith. Those who are right before me, God says, live by faith. And right at the end of the book, this is where Habakkuk gets to. He picks up an instrument, we don't know what it looks like, it's called a shigionoth, who can tell? And he sings a hymn to God. It's an improvised hymn. And right at the end he gets to this point. He says, though the fig tree may not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, though the labour of the olive may fail and the fields yield no food, and there be no herds in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. The Lord God is my strength. He will make my feet like deer's feet, and he will make me walk on my high hills. You know, I read those words of Habakkuk's faith and I feel inadequate. Habakkuk is saying the whole structure of society, the way I understand life works, isn't working anymore. There's no fruit on the vines. There's nothing on the fig trees. The olive trees aren't bearing any fruit. We don't have anything in the barns. Maybe this reflects your view of the financial situation that you're experiencing. But where Habakkuk gets to is, I know all this is real, but I'm going to rejoice in the Lord. Reminds me of God's answer to Habakkuk's second question. Those people who are right before me live by faith. And that's where God gets Habakkuk to. That's where Habakkuk gets to. He tells God his complaints, but look where he moves to. And then when you turn into the New Testament and you turn into Philippians, in chapter 4, Paul writes to the people, rejoice in the Lord always. So I offer you this little thought from my mate Habakkuk, 2,600 years ago. Surrounded by chaos, with no idea of the direction of travel, the place he gets himself to is that there is security in God and he can rejoice in the God of his salvation. Do you know this God? And can you rejoice in him?